oh no, right? They could have an extreme reaction to it because it would make them uncomfortable. That's what's interesting.
Supermodels once stood before a photographer so powerful they had no choice but to comply with his demands. A man whose signature white wall studio became both the backdrop for fashion's most iconic images and the setting for allegations that would eventually destroy him. For over 2 decades, Terry Richardson shot the biggest names in fashion: Kate Moss, Gisele Bündchen, Miranda Kerr.
It seems that you're not a model unless you get photographed by Terry Richardson.
While the industry that celebrated his edgy aesthetic turned a blind eye to what was really happening behind those stark white walls, this is the story of fashion's most controversial photographer, how he crossed every line imaginable and why it took so long for anyone to stop him. Terry Richardson arrived in fashion photography carrying the ghost of his father's legacy. Bob Richardson had been a revolutionary 1960s fashion photographer before mental illness derailed his career. His son Terry, born in 1965, grew up surrounded by fashion's chaos, mother a stylist, father a troubled genius. Terry tried punk rock first. The music didn't work out, but the rebellious spirit stuck when he picked up a camera in the early 1990s. His breakthrough came in 1994 with a street-style spread for Vibe magazine. The images looked almost accidental, like snapshots from a party rather than a professional shoot. Fashion editors, exhausted by the overly produced aesthetic of the early 90s, saw something revolutionary in Richardson's raw approach. By 1995, designer Catherine Hamnett hired him for her spring campaign, a shoot that would establish Richardson's reputation as fashion's new provocateur. The campaign featured models in mini-skirts with visible pubic hair, shocking even the fashion world's jaded elite. Rather than destroying his career, this controversy made Richardson the photographer everyone wanted to work with. Marc Jacobs, Tom Ford, Yves Saint Laurent, they all came calling. His style became instantly recognizable. That stark white background, the overexposed flash that made everything look slightly surreal, and an energy that felt dangerous.
That's tantalizing. Wow, that's amazing.
Richardson understood something fundamental about the fashion industry. It desperately wanted to feel rebellious while remaining fundamentally commercial. His aesthetic offered both. Images that looked spontaneous and rule-breaking but could still sell luxury handbags and designer jeans. The white wall became his trademark, a blank canvas where anything could happen. One notorious thread in this era was the collapsing of boundaries between photographer and subject. Richardson's books and exhibitions featured explicit acts in which he participated on camera, presented as art rather than exploitation. The shock value became part of his brand, and the industry, keen to burnish its avant-garde credentials, mostly went along. The white walls of Richardson's studio had become a space where normal professional boundaries didn't apply. Models would arrive expecting a fashion shoot and find themselves in situations that had nothing to do with the clothes they were supposedly there to photograph.
He makes you feel like you're being a prude or you're somehow weird if you're not willing to just go with the flow because it's all cool, it's all fine. And
Richardson had successfully created an environment where extreme behavior was normalized under the guise of artistic freedom.